If you're a Shopify store owner and you log into your admin panel, you might see that on the left-hand side of the navigation bar, you will see a list of reports. There's the Shopify dashboard, reports, and a live view. So if you have noticed that, you might be overwhelmed when you click on it. So you are very puzzled, you're wondering, is it of any use to me? So in today's video, I'm going to cover the practical, smart questions that every Shopify store owner should be asking so you can get more sales and more customers. Hi, I'm Clarice Lin, the ROI doctor who helps small businesses and online store owners get more customers, get more sales by getting on Google and YouTube page 1. A little bit of a background about myself is that back in the days when I used to work in corporate, more than 10 years ago, I used to help business decision owners to look at various reports and analyze what's wrong with their businesses and identify solutions or problem areas where they can focus their time and energy on, so that will help them get more customers and get more sales. So fast forward to today, when I look into the Shopify store admin panel and I see these reports, I'm thinking, oh my goodness, right, there are so many reports there. I mean, if you are not used to looking at reports, you must be overwhelmed. All of those reports must be right over your head. Although most Shopify store owners might not be looking at that. You might be thinking, I just want to get more sales, I want to get more customers. Why should I even look at those reports in the first place? How is it going to help me? You have to stay right till the end. I'm going to explain to you, break down to you, take a step back into looking at your entire business as a whole, how you can look at those reports, and specifically which reports will be important for you that will give you a good idea on what you should do next in your marketing strategy. Before I go into the nitty-gritty details first, let's take a quick look at the reports on the Shopify admin. Now we are looking at the dashboard view on the Shopify store reports. As you can see, there are many little widgets on this dashboard. Ideally, dashboard is supposed to be a quick overview for anyone to have a good idea on how the business is doing. But if you are new to looking at reports, this might be really overwhelming. As you can see, I've counted them. There are about 15 widgets on the dashboard itself. And it's not like the dashboard looks extremely intuitive to use. They look exactly the same. So basically what you have to do is you have to look at every single one of them and decide if they are worth looking at, and you need to analyze to see what this little widget is going to tell you. Is it going to be helpful at all? When you might be thinking, I should be getting more customers. How is this going to help me? So next, let's look at this reports tab over here. Reports are more of the details that you can look at. There are details out there which will be useful for you. Basically, the acquisition report, the behavior report, the finances, the marketing and the inventory. So if you're newish, maybe not all of this could be useful. You might just be focusing on the finance reports and not necessarily looking at acquisition or behavior. But trust me, there are some of those which is going to be important, so bear with me. And there is also the live view. Live view could be interesting for people or for Shopify store owners who are running live campaigns, maybe with influencers, and you want to see during that time how many people are coming to your store, online store. However, if you are not running live campaigns, you don't really need to be looking at it all the time, every single second of the day, to see how many people are coming to your website. Basically, live view is not really going to be important. It's just fun to see, but it's not necessarily useful. So now we had a quick glance at the reports. If you haven't seen it before, now you know why most people get really overwhelmed by it. And let's take a step back from these reports. So we have to understand that the purpose of this report is to give you intelligence, is to give you insights on how your store is doing, how is it going to help you get more sales, and how is it going to help you get more customers. However, if you take a step back, okay, in order for you to get more sales, what you need to do is to create more traffic. In layman's terms, if you have a physical store, that basically means more footfall. How many people are coming to your site, or how many visits have been made to your online store. So you want to get as many people as possible into your store, so hopefully they're going to buy, and then they're going to get more customers and get more sales. So that's the first thing you want to be looking at. How many visits are made to your store? If you're struggling and wondering how long will it take for you to get the first sale for your Shopify sale, you can check out my other video right here. Go and check it out. And if no one else is buying from your Shopify store and you want a more detailed explanation, you can also check out my other video right here. You can go and check that out. What I'm going to explain next, you have like a newish store, and then you must be wondering why you're not getting any sales. If you haven't marketed to anybody and nobody knows about your store, then you're likely not going to get any customers because there is no footfall, so to speak. So for you to understand really what marketing activities you should be focusing on, and by getting more visits to your store, you want to think about what are the different ways you can get people to come to your store. Where can you get online traffic coming from? There are many different ways which you can get online traffic from. What you can look at is number one, which is search engine traffic. Search engine traffic meaning that you could be getting Google traffic, be getting traffic from Bing. That means you need to be discoverable on those search engine. You want to be found on Google search, and you want to be found on Google Shopping. Google Shopping has free listings. What you need to do is, if you want to get on Google Shopping free listings, I have another video right here where you can check the step-by-step on how you can set it up if you haven't set it up already. And if you want to be found on Google search engine as well, you need to set up Google Search Console, which was previously known as the Google Webmasters tool. It's a communication tool which you can explain to Google, submit to Google information about your website, which are the different products that are there, what pages you have. They will index it or register on their search directory. So if someone's looking for products that's from your store, so likely they might be able to show that. By setting up Google Search Console, you're basically telling Google that, hey, this is my online store, these are my products, put me in your memory database. So when a Google search user is looking for likely products like this, if they might need it, if they're searching for certain keywords, then you can show them my pages. It's not that complex to set it up. I have another video right here which you can check it out. There's a step-by-step with screenshots, so do check out that video on how you can set that up. So once you have all of this set up, then that's going to be the first step in being discoverable on Google. Bonus tip for you, if you want to know what other pages you need to set up on your store to also help you to get higher rankings on Google search, I have this other video right here that is the 6 Shopify pages that you need to set up on your store to help to improve your rankings. So do check those videos out. So now you know that you need to be found on Google. You can get Google search traffic, which is really good. And then you might have set up a couple of different social media accounts to hopefully get traffic, social media traffic from those different platforms. So there are the organic traffic which you can get, which is organic, which means free. There is also the paid ads which you can generate. If you are investing money into paid ads as well, then you would want to know if they are being successful. So if you're getting traffic from that particular paid social media source, by knowing number of visits that has been made due to you investing that money, look at those reports. That's going to be useful for you. And another way which you can get more traffic is to do more PR. PR could be you might be collaborating with certain PR websites like online magazines like Vogue, etc., or Cosmopolitan. If you have a paid ads or sponsored post with them, you want to know if they're sending traffic to your website. So you will know whether this collaboration was beneficial to your store, whether you should continue to collaborate with them more to come up with maybe other ads or different posts or different sorts of collaboration that can bring more traffic to your site. If you want to collaborate with, let's say, YouTube influencers, Instagram influencers, or TikTok influencers, if that's also driving traffic to your site, then that's also greatly going to help you to get more footfall to your store. If you want to know how to identify if an Instagram influencer is worth collaborating with, there's my other video right here which you can check out. I explain what are the things you should look out for before you decide whether it's a worthwhile collaboration, and how to identify fake influencers so you don't fall into a trap. And the next thing you can also do aside from social media paid ads is Google Ads. Google Ads basically means you could be running Google Shopping ads. If you have already set up free listings on Google Shopping and then you want to boost your post to get it on top of Google Shopping, you can also run ads within your Google Ads account. So that's another way. It's more expensive, slightly more expensive than the normal social media ads. So you want to evaluate your budget and you want to know if it's a worthwhile investment for you to continue running Google Ads to get traffic to your store. And once you have all of this traffic, you might be also wondering, I've heard a lot about email marketing and you're not sure how email marketing works. So email marketing is possibly the best way to generate traffic. Is that once you get online store visitors going to your website, and then some of them might not decide to buy straight away. I mean, these days people like to shop for options, they like to do their research. So even if they come to your store, it might not be a decision unless they fell in love with one of your products. They might say, okay, I'm going to add to cart, I'm going to check out, I'm going to pay directly for it. But most of the time, people might look at it and then they might decide, okay, there are a couple of items I could be interested in, but I might not be wanting to buy now. And this is when, if you have a form, like an opt-in form for people to sign up to your email list so you can inform them of future products, or if you have other activities for them to join in, there's a special discount or things like that, could convince them to give you their email address, and that's going to be very helpful for you. So for example, if you're running special campaign, like let's say if you had done a Black Friday campaign or Cyber Monday campaign, you have this list of people who have given you their contact details. That will be the best chance for you to send out an email to them and tell them, hey, if you wanted to get something from our store, right now that's the best chance. We're running a once a year promotion. This is the promo code. Take full use of this opportunity to buy them right now. So that will be great for email marketing. And if you want to know whether it's effective as well, there are also reports which you can look at to see if email marketing is critical in driving sales for your store. So I've mentioned these various methods, ways which you can drive traffic to your store, and the purpose of all of this is essentially to explain to you, when you invest your time and energy and efforts to get all these channels of traffic to your store, you want to know whether it's effective. That's when those reports would be useful. So the top report that you want to be looking at is right here. Let me show you. Quick screenshot. So this is the report you want to look at. Online store sessions, that basically tells you in total how many people have come to or how many visits have been made to your store for maybe a particular week or particular month. So if you have been running Google Ads, especially for 1 week, maybe you might see like an increase in sessions. So that's why it's kind of important. You want to know that. Or if you want to know which marketing campaign is actually working, there is also this report that's the online store sessions by traffic source, meaning whether they came from Google search, whether they came from Vogue or Cosmopolitan, or perhaps if they came from TikTok video that you have done with a TikTok influencer. That's the report that you can be looking at. If you're sending to multiple locations, then you can also look at the report that says online store sessions by location. If you focus on specific markets, specific countries that you're looking at, perhaps even online store sessions by device type. And that's also important is because it allows you or gives you a better idea on how are people visiting or experiencing your website. Are they visiting your website on the laptop or is it on the mobile? That's when it might be useful for you to access your store using your mobile phone or maybe a tablet to see what's the experience like. Can people find what they want easily as well? That will give you another opportunity to work on and improve on your store. And there's this other report as well that's called referrals by sessions. Top referrals by sessions. That means if other websites sending traffic to your website, so you might have run a certain collaboration, or perhaps a certain website have mentioned about your store. Maybe they talk about the candy store, and then they mention, if you're running a candy store, they mention your store, and that's actually driving traffic. And then if that's happening, maybe it might be worth for you to reach out to them, check out to see if there could be other good opportunity for further collaboration. These are different ways which you can identify which is the best way to bring more people to your website, because more people would likely mean more sales, right? So you want to see which channel is the most effective in bringing people to your website. And that's when these reports are very important. I'm going to list down the list of reports right here again, so you can actually look at them and you can note it down. The screenshot right here. The next thing I want to talk about is, most of you might think more browsers, more shoppers means more sales, right? Wrong! So that doesn't happen in a logical manner, so to speak. Thing is, if you're getting the wrong people to your store, then likely they might not be buying. Or if they are experiencing difficulties with your store, they're not getting a good experience, so they might also not buy. So there are many possible reasons why people don't buy. So there's one report which is going to help you to know whether the store visits is going to turn into sale, is this report right here, this one report. This report is the online store conversion report. In this online store conversion report, you will be able to see how many people or how many percent add to cart, how many people reach the checkout, and then ultimately how many people went to the sales. So that's something that's going to be helpful for you and let you understand when did they decide to not buy at all. This report is useful to a certain extent, however, it also has its limitations, because as I mentioned earlier, people who come to your store might not necessarily decide to buy straight away. So this report doesn't tell you the number of times the same person might be coming to your website, might be coming to your store on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then there was 0% conversion on Monday to Thursday, and on Friday, they decide to buy straight away. So then they might contribute to the conversion report on Friday, but then from Monday to Thursday, they will be counted as 0%, so they didn't convert. So this report has its limitations. I'm not going to go in depth into what other reports. There are other reports you can look at, for example, by installing Google Analytics, but there's a more advanced topic. So if you are more of a beginner-ish Shopify store owner, that might be something that you want to look at, and I might create in a separate video. If that's interesting for you, leave a comment down in the video below to tell me if that could be interesting for you, wanting to understand how many times people come to your website before they decide to make a purchase, or what other ways you can analyze to understand better why all these shoppers are not turning into sales. Did something happen so they changed their mind? So that will be able to get you some insights, and that's when this advanced Google Analytics report is going to help you better understand the shopper's browsing journey. Another topic that I want to bring out is about the cart abandonment issues, which is when people have actually added to cart and they have gone to the checkout and they are nearly there, one last step before they click on the final buy button. Why did they drop out? This is what people would commonly call it as the cart abandonment issue. So this is also an issue that big store owners actually look at, and they continuously try to optimize or improve their checkout process to minimize the chances or likelihood of people abandoning their cart altogether. So if you want to learn more about that topic as well, leave a comment down and video below. That will be interesting for you, and what kind of information would you want to know to help you reduce the number of people dropping out from the purchase. So far in this video, I've covered how to get more people to your website and how to turn those browsers into customers and how to reduce the number of people dropping out from checkout. Then it comes to the last part, where if all of those process was beautifully done, perfectly executed, so you're getting people to the website, you're getting people buying altogether, then that's the final report. So you want to be looking at is the total sales. So what's going to be helpful in knowing how your sales performance is that you want to know which are the most popular products that has been sold, how many products have been sold altogether, whether some people bought more than one product, and how many sales you have got in a particular month. So that's going to help you to monitor when certain things are not working well, which areas can you improve on. So let's say, for example, if collaborating with a particular Instagram influencer is actually getting you more sales, then maybe this is a project that you want to embark on further and invest more energy and effort on that particular collaboration. So reports that you want to be looking at, let's check it out. There is sales by traffic source, which is a good report. You will know exactly whether Google traffic is turning into customers or whether email traffic is turning a browser into a customer, so you can know how it works. It is good in a way. However, as I mentioned earlier in the video, so this doesn't tell you exactly if this person has come to your website last week or 2 days before, browsing and then eventually buying. Because if it's, let's say, if this person actually came from an Instagram influencer and they bookmark your store and then decide to come later, this will not be reflected in this report. So I would recommend you to look at this report with a grain of salt. It's good to know, but if you are actually getting traffic and you can see if the engagement of those traffic from specific marketing activities shows that these browsers are high value browsers, or they might have signed up as an email address, they might not buy straight away, but they sign up for your email list, then it's also considered a good potential customer you want to have on your list. To sum it up, in the sales report, you want to look at the total sales report, you want to look at total orders, how many orders you have, and you can look at total products by units sold. So you will know which are your best selling products. Is it because you have done some promotion, or is it because that product is just more popular than the others? Then you might want to find out why. Sales by traffic source will give you some insights into how certain people arriving from different traffic source might be turning to customers. But take that with a grain of salt. You can, however, use Google Analytics more advanced reports that will help you to identify whether a person who has come from a bookmark link, would they have come from actually their first visit to your site came from, like, let's say a Google shopping ad, and then they came 3 more times before they decide to buy. So this is a report you'll be able to find in Google Analytics, but this is really advanced. If you want to work specifically with me to help you understand that, if you have a lot of traffic and you have a lot of sales and you don't know how to get more sales or which marketing activities you should be focusing on, you can speak to me. I help Shopify store owners to understand more about their shoppers and how shoppers can turn into sales and more returning sales. So if you want to learn more about how I can help you, you can check out my contact details right in the description and pinned comments below. So this has been a really long video, but I hope this has been really useful for you. This is my pet topics, looking at different reports or intelligence insight to help make better marketing decisions, and then deciding where to place your marketing budget in and where should you spend your time on. So let me know in the comments below which part of it you found most useful, and if there are any other questions about other Shopify store videos that you would like to see me create as well, leave it down in the comments below. If this video was very helpful for you, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss future videos on how to get your online store on Google and YouTube page 1. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.